Millions is the feature film debut of a pair of aspiring Toronto filmmakers. Andrew and Melanie Chung share more than a passion for storytelling. They're siblings. What is the story of Millions, Andrew?
So Millions is basically about a group of friends in their 20s that set out to become millionaires before they turn 30. And this happens after a tragedy happens in their lives. So essentially the film explores just themes of today's obsession with youth and wealth, and seeing young people get rich today, and how it affects the real life people.
That's gonna be us next. Any kid can get rich today.
We're gonna make a mill before 30. That's what we said.
The millions, D. We're gonna get those millions.
He showed it to me and I was like, we should make it, you know? I was just like, we should just try and make it and make something, because, I mean, a lot of the things about being in film in Canada is like you're trying for grants and you're trying to raise money and you're trying to figure things out. So this was something that I saw, and I thought, I was a bit naive, I guess, when I was just like, let's just do it. It shouldn't be too hard.
3 years and a lot of hard work later, Millions has premiered in LA, New York, and as far away as France. And this weekend makes its Toronto premiere at the Real World Film Festival. And it all started when Andrew went through what's known as a quarter-life crisis.
I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I was kind of going through a period like, what am I going to do? Like, pressures at home, pressures, like you see a lot of images in media and society about young people getting rich, and then you have your friends who are all like growing up and settling down and making money, and then you're still trying to figure things out. So I was going through that type of period.
So would you say it's a commentary on what people value and may not necessarily need to value in society?
Yeah, I think ultimately it is about people's pursuit of money, and that it's not something that's going to bring you happiness, regardless of what type of work you're doing. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's deep down what you want to do, when you find your purpose and your passion, that I think that's ultimately what will bring you happiness.
For Melanie, who directed the film, there's another important storyline.
It talks more about like, how does power affect friendships and relationships, and how does money affect relationships, and going on separate goals, and, you know, trying to make all that come together, which is really all just growing pains in the mid-20s, you know, like the quarter-life crisis. That's a lot of it is about, is just trying to figure out where they stand in the world and marking their place in the world, but then who ends up staying with you as people move along, you know.
The film was shot entirely in Toronto. Clubs, condos, parks, all of it local, with a cast and crew made up almost entirely of Torontonians. And nearly every cast member is Asian Canadian, by design.
Being in the industry, like, we've been told, like, our entire careers that the reason we're not on TV or film is because there's no market for us. There's like just a host of reasons that didn't make any sense. So I kind of wanted to show that the talent is out there, if you go looking for it.
Talent like TANYA, a cast member who's pursuing a career in journalism, but Millions helped her decide to go back to acting, something she did when she was younger.
The role I play, her name is Leah, and I think that when you watch her, I think viewers, their first impression is that she's sort of a naive character.
When was the last time you did that for me?
Mock has never been part of a cast that's all Asian Canadian. She says these kinds of roles are long overdue.
I think it's really about progressing the Asian Canadians and not fulfilling, you know, the adopted daughter role. But which sounds horrible, but that really is a stereotype within the community, the Asian community, for I guess, the availability of roles, right? So we have maybe the nerdy girl or the adopted daughter, you know? It's really limited, and I think to be able to celebrate and also to kind of get over that fact is a really rare experience, which Millions offered.
But both cast and creators say the message of the movie has nothing to do with ethnicity.
Everybody sees themselves in these people. It's not about what race they are, what they look like, what they do, or anything like that. It's just that everybody identifies with a character in some way, and that's one of the things that we wanted to do, is just kind of create a universal experience that, as you know, mid-20-somethings at that time of our lives, like we've all gone through these sort of rocky relationships, or you know, this kind of like not feeling like the ground is steady beneath us.